Okay. I'm sorry for how rushed class got at the end, but thank you for coming back and watching this video to learn more about your assignment for the afternoon. If you have questions after watching this video and trying to start your assignment, please come to office hours today from 1 to 2 o'clock. You can use the same link that you used to get into our class period to come to office hours. Or you can send me an email if you have a question because you can't make it to office hours. Whatever you need, reach out if you need help, please, because I know the end of class was a little rushed today, and I apologize for that. But thank you for, again, coming back, watching this video, and taking the time to do your assignment. So the first thing that we need to do is we did not get the chance to define each of Earth's four spheres. We left off here with the definition of a system, which was a set of interacting parts forming a complex whole. Earth's system is made up of four parts, and those are the four spheres: the atmosphere, the hydrosphere, the geosphere, and the biosphere. We're going to define those right now, and you need to copy these definitions into slide 5 on your journal. So this exact same slide is in your journal, and these definitions need to go in the same place. So the atmosphere is the mixture of gases surrounding a planet. The hydrosphere is the liquid, water, and ice on a planet. The geosphere is the solid part of a rocky planet. So that's the ground beneath us. And the biosphere is all the living things on a planet. Now, these are Earth's four spheres, but they are also the four spheres on the other three rocky planets as well. So Mars, Mercury, and Venus also have these four spheres, and that's what we're actually going to investigate in today's lesson. So if you need to pause the video right now and copy down these definitions, go ahead and do that, but make sure that these definitions get into your journal. All right. After you've copied down those definitions into slide 5 on your journal, the next step is to head to slide 6, 7, 8, and 9 to begin your assignment. So let's read the directions together to make sure we're clear. The directions say, review the information on each card about the four planets' geospheres, take notes on each card using the comments feature, and then record the similarities and differences you notice in your table. On all four of these slides, I want you to start with the card that talks about Earth. All right. And the reason for that is we want to compare the spheres of the other three planets to Earth because we want to find the planet that's the most similar to Earth to investigate. And again, the reason for that is we know that life can exist on Earth. So the planet that's most similar to Earth is probably our best bet of finding a habitable planet. All right. So let's read through this card quickly, and I'll show you how to use the comment feature to take notes. So this card says the geosphere is the rocky part of Earth from the soil at its surface to its iron core. Earth's geosphere shows evidence of Earth's past. Earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, flowing rivers, and ocean waves all leave evidence of how Earth's surface have been shaped into the landscape we see today. When I read that card, I'm going to try to pull out the important pieces of information to put into my notes. So I'm going to go ahead and insert a comment here by right-clicking and then using the comment button. I'll zoom out so you can see that comment a little bit better. There we go. And now I'm going to, lost it there. Again, right-click, comment. Now I'm going to add my comment. So the important thing that I pulled out of that card, and I can zoom back in so you can read it. The important thing that I pulled out of that card was really that Earth's surface gives us evidence about Earth's past, and specifically that Earth's surface was formed by, and they said, volcanic eruptions, flowing rivers, I missed earthquakes, and ocean waves. In my opinion, that's the most important point to pull out of that card, so I'm going to take that note. If there's something else you think is important, you can right-click and add another comment, or you could always edit the comment and just do a couple of different points. So I could click enter and then add another comment there, right? I'm going to leave this comment as it is. Once I've taken a look at the Geosphere of Earth card, I'm going to move to a different card on my page. So now let's go to the Geosphere of Mars card and pull out the important points from there. So here it says, the rocky surface of Mars shows evidence of its past. Where space rocks have hit the surface, they have left round holes called craters. Huge volcanic landforms, including the biggest volcano in our solar system, have been built up from past eruptions that flow out of volcanic vents. Scientists study the rocks in the geosphere for any evidence of past or current liquid water. There's a lot of important information in this card, but I'm going to note for myself here that one piece of information that seems important to me is really the fact that Mars' surface was formed by craters. We see that, right? Or formed by space rocks hitting the surface, forming craters, and by, they said, volcanic eruptions. And as soon as I note that comment, I'm thinking to myself, wait, I've heard about volcanic eruptions already, and I heard about them in the geosphere of Earth. So that's a similarity that I can pull out already just between those two cards. So I'm going to go ahead to the similarities box, and I'm going to make it a little smaller. And the similarity that I see is volcanic eruptions. Volcanic eruptions have shaped the surface of Earth and Mars. That's a similarity, right? A difference that I can already see is Mars surface is also shaped by craters, or shaped by impacts from rocks making craters, but Earth's is not. So that's a difference right there. Mars' surface is shaped by the impacts from rocks making craters, but Earth's surface is not. That's a difference between the two. Now, I'm not going to go through this whole thing with you, but I am going to show you that after you've compared, for example, the geosphere of Earth to the geosphere of Mars, you could now go to the geosphere of Mercury and take a look. Mercury's rocky surface is covered with thousands of craters, round holes left by space rocks that have hit Mercury. Mercury looks a lot like Earth's moon. It has no active volcanoes, but it had lava flows billions of years ago. So here's a few important points. We'll make a comment here. And the comment pops up over here, but it's related to this card. That's okay. So the comment I would make here is that I see Mercury's surface is also full of craters, and there are no active volcanoes, but evidence of past volcanoes, right? So a few similarities to the geosphere of Mars, actually, which I could note in the similarities box. I could say something like, the surface of Mars and Mercury are both full of craters. A difference would be the surface of Mercury is not like the surface of Earth because it has craters. And then I could go and do the same thing with the geosphere of Venus. I would add another comment after I had read the card, and I would summarize the important pieces of information, and then I would note the similarities and differences. Now, you need to do this for all 4 slides. So we looked at the geosphere. Next, you need to go to the hydrosphere, the biosphere, and the atmosphere, and you need to do the same thing. You need to right-click and comment to summarize the important information on the card, and then you need to note the similarities and differences you see between the geospheres of the 4 planets, the hydrospheres, the biospheres, and the atmospheres. All right? I want you to fill up the similarities and differences table on all 4 slides. It's only 3 of each, and it should be doable. Remember, if you have further questions, come by office hours from 1 to 2 today or tomorrow and get these questions answered. This activity is due by the beginning of our next science class together.